Hi. Let me ask the audience a question. Did you ever lie as a child? If you did, could you please raise your hand? Wow, this is the most honest group of people I've ever met. So for the last 20 years, I've been studying how children learn to tell lies. And today, I'm going to share with you some of the discoveries that we have made. But to begin, I'm going to tell you a story from Mr. Richard Messina, who is my friend and the elementary school principal. He got a phone call one day. The caller says, "Mr. Messina, my son Johnny will not come to school today because he's sick." Mr. Messina asks, "Who am I speaking to, please?" And the caller says, "I am my father." So this story sums up very nicely 3 common beliefs we have about children and lying. 1, children only come to tell lies after entering elementary school. 2, children are poor liars. We adults can easily detect their lies. And 3, if children lie at a very young age, there must be some character flaws with them, and they are going to become pathological liars for life. Well, it turns out all the 3 beliefs are wrong. So we have been playing guessing games with children all over the world. So here's an example. So in this game, we ask children to guess the numbers on the cards. And we tell them, if they win the game, they are going to get a big prize. But in the middle of the game, we make an excuse and leave the room. And before we leave the room, we tell them not to peek at the cards. Of course, we have hidden cameras in the room to watch their every move. Because the desire to win the game is so strong, more than 90% of children would peek as soon as we leave the room. The crucial question is, when we return and ask the children whether or not they have peeked, will the children who peeked confess or lie about their transgression? We found that regardless of gender, country, religion, at 2 years of age, 30% lie, 70% tell the truth about their transgression. At 3 years of age, 50% lie and 50% tell the truth. At 4 years of age, more than 80% lie. And after 4 years of age, most children lie. So as you can see, lying is really a typical part of development. And some children begin to tell lies as young as 2 years of age. So now let's take a closer look at the younger children. Why some but not all young children lie? As in cooking, you need good ingredients to cook good food. And good lying requires 2 key ingredients. The first key ingredient is theory of mind, or the mind reading ability. Mind reading is ability to know that different people have a different knowledge about the situation, and the ability to differentiate between what I know and what you know. Mind reading is important for lying is because the basis of lying is that I know you don't know what I know. Therefore, I can lie to you. The second key ingredient for good lying is self-control. It is the ability to control your speech, your facial expression, and your body language so that you can tell a convincing lie. And we found that those young children who have more advanced mind reading and self-control abilities tell lies earlier and are more sophisticated liars. As it turns out, these 2 abilities are also essential for all of us to function well in our society. In fact, deficits in mind reading and self-control abilities are associated with serious developmental problems such as ADHD and autism. So If you discover your 2-year-old is telling his or her first lie, instead of being alarmed, you should celebrate. Because it signals that your child has arrived at a new milestone of typical development. Now, are children poor liars? Do you think you can easily detect their lies? Would you like to give it a try? Yes? Okay. So I'm going to show you 2 videos. In the videos, the children are going to respond to a researcher's question, did you peek? So try to tell me which child is lying and which child is telling the truth. So here's child number 1. Are you ready?
Did you peek? No.
And this is child number 2.
Did you peek? No.
Okay. If you think child number 1 is lying, please raise your hand. If you think child number 2 is lying, please raise your hand. Okay, so as a matter of fact, child number 1 is telling the truth. Child number 2 is lying. Looks like many of you are terrible detectives of children's lies. Now, we have played similar kind of games with many adults from all walks of life. And we show